Hi, I'm Katerina. You're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
I don't know if anybody's going to be eager to jump in with me.
What would you do if you know you wouldn't fail?
You know, I'm a very dangerous fighter and I'm a big risk.
He's a big risk, and he's willing to take all the risk. Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So David Benavidez, he just raised the bar again when it comes to trying to get a fight with Jermall Charlo. He just recently said in an interview with Little Giant Boxing that now he's willing to go all the way down to 160 and fight Jermall Charlo. David was asked what would his dream fight be for 2021, and he said, Jermall Charlo, that's the fight I want. He said, I'll probably go down to 160 to make it happen. Man, oh man. If David Benavidez goes down to 160, there's absolutely no excuse in the world for Jermall Charlo not to take that fight. You know, guys, I haven't done an interview or went live in almost 3 years, but I still talk to boxers and trainers all the time. I just don't share the information because it's just, us having conversations. So I mentioned this because I talked to Benavidez Sr. a couple weeks back, around the time when Jermall Charlo was saying that David Benavidez, he needs to be vaccinated. I'm not fighting nobody under 25, et cetera, et cetera. I told Benavidez Sr., you guys need to keep pushing for this fight. You guys need to keep putting pressure and try your best to make this fight happen because the fans need to see this fight. If we can't get Charlo Canelo, if we can't get Charlo Golovkin, Charlo Andrade, this is the biggest fight that can be made outside of those fights. If you guys can't get Canelo, right? This is the biggest fight that can be made around that area. And whoever wins that fight puts themselves in a solid position to kind of force a Canelo Alvarez to get in the ring with him. This is exactly what I told Jose Benavidez Sr. And now I hear David Benavidez saying that he's willing to go down to 160 to fight Jermall Charlo. Man, if he does that, that would be a hell of a power move right there. And I would love to hear Jermall Charlo's reaction and response. I'm telling you right now, man, Jermall Charlo has woke up a sleeping dragon when he first started mentioning David's name. And the thing is, I think that there's no doubt that we'll get the fight if David Benavidez goes down to 160, because once again, there would be no reason for Charlo to turn down the fight. There's only two options for Charlo right now. That is Andrade and that is David Benavidez. And right now, DAZN is actually trying to force Golovkin to take the Andrade fight. I don't know if they'll be successful, but that's what their goal is right now. So it makes all the sense in the world for Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez to fight. Once again, it's a huge fight. And it's a 50-50 fight. I know a lot of people, after watching Jermall Charlo's poor performance against Montiel, they automatically write him off. But I'll be honest, David Benavidez didn't have the best performance either against his last opponent. He got hit a lot. And this was against a guy that was, I think, Caleb Plant's sparring partner. And this guy was hitting David Benavidez at will. Even David himself said he had to work on his defense after that fight. So both fighters are vulnerable. And with the fight being at 160, that probably makes it a little bit more of an even fight. I know some people will be concerned that David Benavidez, he might drain himself having to go down in weight. But you got to remember, these guys, they get to rehydrate once they make weight. So I don't think that's going to be a big deal. But hopefully, David, he really makes that move. Because right now, David is in a situation to where he needs to either move up or move down. He's either going to go to 175 or he's going to go down to 160 and chase the Charlo fight. I think he should go down and fight Jermall Charlo. That's the fight that makes sense. Man, can you guys imagine I mean, this is just dream match talking, but can you guys imagine if we end up getting Andre versus Golovkin and Charlo versus Benavidez? It's sad that we have to just imagine stuff like this, because in other sports, these type of matches happen all the time where the best teams play against the best. But when it comes to boxing, it's like we have to wait every 2 or 3 years like the damn Olympics to get really meaningful fights, right? So once again, man, something's got to give. I think something's going to give. I think next year is going to be a big year for boxing. Right now, Canelo Alvarez, he liked the fact that Jermall Charlo looked extremely vulnerable in his last fight. And I told you, I've even said, Canelo would be a fool not to take the Charlo fight right now after his last performance. Why would you give someone else a chance of possibly beating him and being the first person to beat him, right? You want to be the first. You want to be the person that beats up the bully. You don't want to be the guy who got bullied by him just to watch some other guy take him down, right? You want to be the first person to beat the bully. Charlo has been chasing Canelo Alvarez for 6 years as if he was the bully. And this is probably the perfect time for Canelo Alvarez to step up to the bully because of how he looked in his last fight. So I would not be surprised. There's a lot of options now. Since that probably was the best thing that could have ever happened to Jermall Charlo, is him looking extremely vulnerable. I mean, I truly believe that's the reason why David Benavidez is like, man, forget it. The way this man looked in his last fight, man, I'll go all the way down to 160 and fight him. This is a guaranteed win. David is saying to himself, if Montiel was that successful against Charlo, can you imagine what I would do to Charlo? And the only thing I would say about that is, you better hope it's the same Charlo that was in there with Montiel. Because if the Charlo that was fighting against Derevyanchenko and Julian J. Rock Williams shows up, then David Benavidez is going to be in the fight of his life. It's a 50-50 fight, guys. It's a 50-50 fight. And once again, Jermall, he needs to take a fight like this or he's going to end up becoming extremely irrelevant in the sport of boxing. Jaime Munguia is Charlo's mandatory. Jaime Munguia doesn't even want a title shot. He doesn't want to fight Jermall Charlo. So where does Jermall go? His only options is Andre and David Benavidez. Unless Canelo really takes the fight soon, which is a very good possibility. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. I'm going to wrap this video up, though. That's all I got for now, and I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodeki.com. Like them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Hello, my name is Dominic. I just got my procedure done here at South Carolina's. I was recommended by Dante's Boxing Nation, and it's real. You know, here's the results. The brother out here, Brother Enoch, is real, and it's a very, very, very good recommendation. I recommend it. 4 hours, you in, you out, and it's the rest of your life.
So if anyone in the world wants this hookup, make sure you contact my man Enoch at 704-499-3471 and make sure to follow him on Instagram.